Right, I'm just making this video to try and help people diagnose problems when trying to start up their boilers. I'm lucky enough that on my panel above my door I have this red button here indicates one of two things. One, I've either ran out of propane gas, or two, I haven't turned my propane on. So what we'll do, we'll go and see the problem. I don't know whether you can see this, but there's the problem. We hadn't turned on our propane gas. So at least we know we're okay there. So now we've gas coming. So let's see now if our boiler's gonna fire up. So this is the panel on my boiler. This is the one to turn on my heating. Now what's after happening? I have no power coming. So what we're gonna do, we'll switch this back off and we'll see if we've a problem with electricity getting up to this unit. We're gonna go and have a look at our fuse board. Now, would you believe somebody's taken a fuse out? So, and it's out the heating. What we'll do is we're going to replace the fuse. If I can get my fingers in there. Now let's see. We've still no power, so there's obviously another problem. Ideally what I would do was I would remove this panel. I would check the wiring at the back of this switch to make sure I'm getting power up here. But I know that I am. So we'll turn. No, still no power. I know I have power going here. So my problem has to be between here and my boiler. Now I do know that there is a fuse in my boiler and it sits, if you can see this little black box, just in under there. That's a little fuse in there. And lo and behold, look what I just spotted. Somebody's disconnected this on me. I wonder would that be my problem. So we're going to turn that back off. Let's plug this in and we'll see. So now, I wonder do we have power going here? Let's try this now. I can hear something happening. I think I can hear a fan turning. And that was my boiler kicking in. Let's have a look what happened. I don't know whether you can hear that, but that is actually my boiler, or my fan, sorry, turning. So now I'm getting power into my boiler. But we'll unplug it from here because it'll save me running up and down. Right. I now know that I had power coming in. The first thing that happened is it turned my fan on. In turn, we can't see that fan actually runs through this unit, and I'm trying to, if you can see, it's very awkward because there's not much room. These two rubber pipes that are moving, you can just see them moving there. Those two rubber pipes come up into this black unit here. This is called an air pressure switch. The Americans call this I think, a sail switch. What this does, the fan builds up pressure through one of these pipes. It pushes up and it basically closes a gate. That gate makes contact. Now, in turn, I'm plugging this back in so you'll hear it fire up. Let's see. Hold on 1 second. Let me just reset here. A reset button there. And we just push that. Plug that power back in and see what happens. Watch that now, would you believe it? My fan hasn't came back on, so we've obviously another problem. And look, that was the problem. Our fan weren't working because a wire had popped off. So now let's see what happens. Now you hear my fan start up. The fan is building pressure up, which is going to send air up into this air pressure switch. The air pressure switch in turn will send a signal. You just heard a little click there. These are solenoid valves. The solenoid valves would have opened and sent the gas through the boiler, through this chamber down here, and the ignition would have taken place within the boiler. And once you have a gas supply, you have electricity. Basically, it's the fan. I'm only actually showing you the sequence of how these operate, because they can be a nuisance. If you don't know the sequence, it's very hard to investigate. If you know the sequence of how something operates, you can detect what the problems are. So anyway, our fan starts, turns on our pressure switch, which in turn opens up our solenoid valves, which then sends the gas flow through to our ignition. That is basically the starting sequence of a alde 3000 series boiler. This is an old boiler and it's off a 1995 Nissan Bischoff camper. I hope this might help someone trying to diagnose problems that they possibly are having with their, as I said, their alde boilers. I hope this does help someone. Thanks, bye.